Hey, Genderqueer gang, what's up? Okay, so as you can see, I am back home. Um, and today, the topic is, sorry. Okay, fashion or how we get through the holidays and deal with family and how to deal with awkward family situations. Okay, so my family's like really awkward. Um, I have a really hard time transitioning around the holidays because not all of my family knows, and I'm not sure yet if I want to tell all of them. Um, so it's very difficult for me to. It's kind of weird because it for me like I kind of have to like choose like who to tell and who to kind of like leave out of the loop and just let them kind of figure it out for themselves. Like I don't tell my brothers about me being trans. I've only told like one of my closest brothers about my name change. And I don't even know if he got that that was on the lines of a gender change or an identity disorder or anything like that. Um, so, I mean, sometimes it doesn't even work out, like when I try to tell people in my family, which makes it even more awkward because they don't understand, and I have to kind of like sit down and explain it to them, and I always feel kind of like I'm forcing it upon them instead of like letting them come to me and just like acknowledging or being aware that they're actually interested in it or something like that, like I don't know. I find that when I go out of my way to explain to somebody that I'm trans, they kind of have to like it's kind of like I'm force feeding it to them, and they're kind of just absorbing the information and then still judging me the way that they want to. So, um, yeah, family's pretty difficult around the holidays. I think it's safe to say that everyone gets a little nervous before they go home, whether they're transitioning or not. There's still changes that happen, and there's still changes that you can make happen that your parents or family might notice. And my best advice for any awkward situations or anything like that is to just try to make the best out of it. Family's gonna love you no matter what. They're not gonna leave. If things get really heated or intense, um, that's definitely a point when, um, people should take a step back and really reflect on what they're saying. Um, and it sucks because we're never really the ones that are saying offensive things. We're just informing people or letting them know how we feel. And people get offended by that, unfortunately. And so, you know, I when things like this happen, everyone, even though you're transitioning, everyone else around you is transitioning as well. Not in the physical way that you are, but they're learning everything as you go through this, and so it's hard. Um, but I think it'll work out. Yeah, it's just really awkward during the holidays. Like Um, I mean, the way I deal with my mom, it's kind of weird, but like, my parents are lesbians. I have two moms, and so it's hard to like be like, um, you know, mom, like I'm not I'm not your little girl anymore because but my best advice if you're gonna approach your mom about awkward or uncomfortable situations that she's putting you in or that you're in is to really talk to her about it. This is one thing that you should not ignore. Is your family. Because they're your family. Like friends or whatever, they come and go. But family's there forever. And it's something that I think is morally important for a good social upbringing is communication with your parents and your family because that's your whole social norm. If you have bad communication with your parents, you're most likely going to have bad communication with other people that you interact with. um, and maybe that's just me, um, and maybe it's other people, but honestly you just really got to sit down and talk to them about it and pick a good time. um, you know before the holidays might be a little bit better because then you have time to explain, before everyone comes over to your house that, you want to be called, you know, a specific name or you want them to call you by these pronouns when everyone's, in the house. Um, but yeah, and just give it time. I mean, honestly, time and communication are like two essential key factors to um, just having a smooth transition, pretty much. You honestly just have to talk to as many people as you can about it because if you don't, it'll just become a disaster and nobody wants that. So, yeah, just be social, be open. Um, if people try to shut you down, know that it's not your problem. Like no one forced or asked or even mentioned to you about being or becoming trans. It was you who figured it out. So it's you who's gonna ride it out until the end, or genderqueer, whatever you are, like no one's going, no one should tell you what you are and what you're not. You know better than anybody else, even your parents, and they might not even admit that. But you know more than anybody else who you are and what you are. And if you can explain that to other people, that's amazing, and people will understand that and they get it. You might not find them right away because there are people who think you're overreacting or, think it's just a joke. But you know, and and other people know because if you can explain it, it shows that that you've learned, that you've done your research. Um, so yeah, I mean that's my best input. Um, Happy holidays, guys. Later.